Today, we're going to simplify the process of pre-filling. What is pre-filling? Well, when we create an online form, we prompt our submitters to input responses to questions or fields. However, sometimes we are already aware of the responses before our submitters come to the online form. We can fill those answers in for them before their arrival, or pre-fill them. As we can see here, I've got an extremely simple registration form. I'm prompting my submitters to input their full name, their email, and their company. And if we head up to the navigation bar and click Share, this is where we'll be able to collect the unique form URL link. This is what we provide to our submitters when we want them to submit the form. Placing this in my address bar and clicking Enter, we can see that we're now on the form, and those fields or questions remain blank. So how is it that we can pre-fill these fields? By creating a query string. If you're wanting to learn the process of pre-filling a form that is embedded, then click on the pop-up that appears in the top right corner of this video. Otherwise, stay with me to learn the process of creating a pre-fill URL query string. We're going to jump into our form editor and take a look at this simple process. Firstly, we'll need to decide which fields we are going to pre-fill. For this example, I'm going to pre-fill my full name and email fields. The first step in the pre-filling process is to obtain the pre-fill key for each field that we want to pre-fill. To do this, we hover over the correlating field and click the cogwheel icon to enter the field's configuration. We then scroll to the bottom where we will find the pre-fill key. For my full name field, we can see the pre-filled key is 7GDD8. I'm going to copy that pre-fill key and paste it into the form for later reference. Now, I will need to find the pre-fill key for my email field. Following that same process, I hover over the email question field and enter the configuration. Scrolling to the bottom, I find the pre-filled key is 2P2S5. Again, I will copy the key and paste it into my form. We've now found the pre-fill keys for each of the fields. The next step, we will now need to determine which values or responses we want to pre-fill those fields with. For my full name field, I want to pre-fill it with Tony Stark. So, following my pre-fill key, I'll type the equality symbol and then follow it with Tony Stark. This relationship is what we refer to as a key value pair. The key being our pre-fill key, 7GDD8, and the value being Tony Stark. We have now created the first key value pair. But before we move on, URLs don't like certain characters, and we may cause a break if we use them. We instead use something called %encoding, or URL encoding. Particular symbols are represented by a code that will be preceded by a percentage symbol. We use the percentage symbol and 20 to tell our URL that we want a space here. For our key value pair for the full name field, it will now be 7GDD8, the equality symbol, followed by Tony, then the percentage symbol, 20 Stark. Take a look at the description below this video to find a list of these supported codes. Now, let's create our key value pair for the email field. Following the key 2P2S5, I'm going to type the equality symbol and then Tony@starkindustries.com. We can replace the @ symbol with the percentage symbol followed by 40. So, the key value pair for our email field is 2P2S5, equality symbol Tony, percentage symbol 40, starkindustries.com. We have now created our key value pairs. Now let's look at combining these with our URL to create the pre-fill URL query string. Let's collect our form URL by clicking Share from the navigation bar and copying the URL, then pasting it below our fields. We then begin our query string with a query or question mark and can begin inputting our key value pairs. I'll input my first key value pair, then all subsequent key value pairs must be separated by an ampersand, or otherwise referred to as the AND symbol. After inputting the AND symbol, I'll then place my email field key value pair. And now, capturing that pre-filled URL we've created, I'll move to the live view of my form and paste this into the address bar. Hitting enter on my keyboard, we can now see that those fields have been pre-filled. For a more in-depth overview of the pre-fill feature, where we look at the methods in which you can pre-fill, pre-filling from a third-party platform, form-to-form pre-filling, and pre-filling forms that are embedded, be sure to click on the pop-up that appears in the top right corner of this video. And for more helpful videos on the Paperform platform, be sure to subscribe.